Everyone says, hey, what's up, you guys? So I guess I'm gonna say it too. Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Simon, and this is my 1-week sketchbook tour. So, as we can see, I started out real bright and early in the morning, 8 a.m. Can't read it, but it does say, good morning, Instagram, let's get this bread, with a lovely, lovely little something with my hair. I have no idea what I was thinking. And then this is where I found out I'm 10 minutes in and have absolutely no idea what I'm gonna do with this sketchbook. As you can see, I decided I was gonna try and start studying hands, and I got one hand in and decided, no, I don't want to do that. So I decided to move on to fan art, and I don't know what I was thinking. This is also the only time that I draw on this side of the paper. I decided, since normally I work with like Copics and things, working on the second side or the back side of the paper is probably going to be the stupidest thing I could probably ever do, because everything is going to bleed through and you're not even going to be able to see it. Plus the sketchbook says 60 pages and that would make it 120 pages, and I didn't want to do that in 1 week. That would be horrible. So the next thing I decided to do was start taking requests, and I started that out on my Instagram story. I actually had a couple people, send in their little requests. So I had a good friend of mine, Soft Static, actually request Link, which is one of my favorite characters. He's probably one of the, it's so weird. I never used to play Zelda ever in my life. And then Breath of the Wild came out, and there was a portion of my life where every time I saw anything Zelda related, even if it wasn't Breath of the Wild, I would have to bust out my Wii U and start playing literally right away. So of course I was gonna draw him. And then the next one was actually from another friend of mine, Cannibal Canine, who asked for Carl Weezer. And I'm assuming they asked for this because Bailey J, actually here on YouTube, actually made a video, I think the same day or maybe a few days before, where she drew him as a hot guy, which is an amazing series. And I don't think I did her little design justice, and I also didn't exactly do the best job of filling out the side like I did with Link and the little Koroks over there. So it's kind of just like a really blank page. And then the next page is actually me trying to do like a little bit of like redesigning with this character, Simon. I don't know, probably most of you guys have either not read it or don't understand why I get so hype about it, but it's actually from Lord of the Flies. So I had this design for him, and I just haven't really been feeling it lately. Like, just all the hair was like, it's too long, and like even for like being on a deserted island, it just wasn't, it was looking too pretty. And so I wanted to chop it all off, so I was trying a few different haircuts here, and then I do this a couple times throughout the sketchbook, but this is the first attempt at redesigning. And then this is where the fun part of the sketchbook starts. I am a fool and decided that I was going to do this originally one day sketchbook challenge, the day that I was supposed to get 3 cavities filled. And so here, definitely can't see it good because I'm still not too great at filming yet, but it was like this little doodle of me, and then the whole bottom row is supposed to be all teeth. And then I've got like this little needle going into my shoulder because I'm so scared of needles, and I knew from the get-go I was gonna get one shoved into my face. I got 3 shoved into my face. It was terrible. And as you can see, by the next few pages, in a second you'll see a big old drawing of me with my face swelled up. But first, I decided to draw the few seconds before I actually went to the dentist. I'm one of those people that likes to, like, as soon as it's like 10 minutes before my appointment, I'll realize I'm going to the dentist and realize I desperately need to brush my teeth. And so I kind of looked a little bit crazy, and I did that. And then obviously here's where I drew my face all swelled up because I was so so numb, and this is why it turned into a 1 week sketchbook challenge, because I couldn't feel my face. And the next few sketches are actually for me attempting to draw in the car. So I decided to try drawing in the car because a big part of this sketchbook for me was trying to like get myself to understand that like not everything I put in my sketchbook has to be a like perfectly polished drawing. And I figured the best way to get myself to understand that it's okay for things to look ugly is to draw them when I can't control my hands. But funny thing is I actually think these turned out pretty okay. You can't see them that good, but I will be posting them over on my Instagram in a little bit after I post this video. But I actually really liked this page in particular. It was like really different from like my normal style that I do. So like the girl, her hair and like how curly it was, and like how like the style of it, even of her hair, like the way it's framed around her face is so different from what I normally do. And then same for the guy, actually, like he has, you can't see it very well, but a lot of like texture in his hair, which is always something I find really hard for me to do, especially with like masculine haircuts. And so I was trying to experiment with that a little bit. And then this next one is completely self-indulgent. For some reason, when I finished my appointment, all I could think about was pork ramen. And as you can probably not see at the bottom, I didn't get to eat that ramen. I ended up, like, it was just getting stuck in my teeth. I couldn't feel my mouth at all, and it was like the worst thing ever. I literally had to throw it away because nobody in my house would eat it. So like literally it was like really devastating. But before that happened, I decided who better to draw myself as when I'm eating pork ramen than ya boy Naruto. So that happened, and yeah, it was a devastating experience for me. And then this next one is a very cop-outy page. 90% of it is me writing about how scared I was for my appointment, and then a horrible another car doodle. And then this last one I thought was hilarious. I was still a little bit loopy on the little numbing thing. I for some reason thought Don't Draw and Drive was the funniest thing in the world, and I had to draw it even though it looks horrible and it doesn't look like me at all. I don't know who this is supposed to be, but it happened. It's on paper. And then this is our next little round of drawing sort of redesigns for how I draw Simon. A lot of them are like really not right at all, but there's this one in the corner that I really liked because it was still like that softness that I get from his regular design, so you'll see that one come back later. And this next one, the camera doesn't really do it justice, but I really wanted to do something with like these pattern papers. I got this construction paper about like 6 months ago maybe, and I wanted to like try to make clothing out of it. I just wanted to cut it up and make some cute outfits. So I did that with the girl and her skirt. But then with the guy over here, I actually was really inspired by like I think I got some like credit card in the mail, and it was in this really pretty, like, I don't want to say holographic, but it was very shiny, sparkly packaging. And so I used that for his shirt because it was giving me really like 80s sort of like poppy vibes. And then this next one, you guys actually saw on my Instagram, I was trying to redesign one of my really old OCs, so I'll go over that pretty quickly. It's just like Ari, he was like a little fairy. He was supposed to be like, I think it was like a forget-me-not, and I keep saying Jacob's Ladder because that's what they're called in Animal Crossing, but I know like the real one, I think it's like Lily of the Valley or something, but he was supposed to be like a cross between those two flowers. So we tried to bring in the forget-me-nots a little bit more and try to tone back his little hat thing because it was not working. And then this next one is actually just a little doodle of me and my husband actually he suggested that I actually start drawing us every year for Christmas because I did it last year and it was really cute. He hung it up next to his bed and everything. I thought it was really sweet. And so I decided I would draw us again this year because we wanted to have this like big whole weekend where we would just watch Christmas movies, give each other presents like normal, and make a gingerbread house. And so I thought what better to do than draw us smudging little frosting chunks all over each other's face. So there's that one. And then this next one we don't need to see at all. He was trying to teach me how to use watercolor and it didn't work, but this page, it did work very well. You guys saw this one too over on my Instagram. It's just like this, I wanted to do something monochrome with all of these blue watercolors that I had. I have like watercolor markers and pencils and pans obviously, and so I was just trying to test them all out and see what I could do with them. And then this next one is another little Simon, just trying to try drawing more consistently that face that I had picked out for him, and maybe getting a little bit more of like a casual outfit since I don't know, I never draw them on the island. It's so weird. I make all these like modern AUs and it's so dorky, but it's one of those things that I really like to do. And then this next one was just a really fast one. I just wanted to get out a little bit of anger because this was the day Into the Spider-Verse came out and it was all over my feed and I didn't get to see it because I was working, and I still haven't seen it and I'm so bitter about it. I want to see it. I've been begging and begging and begging for a Miles Morales Spider-Man for forever, and of course when we finally get it, I can't see it. So I was very upset about that. And then this next one is another one of those palette challenges. I decided I was going to push myself to use a lot more watercolor, so I had you guys send in like different colors you wanted me to do, and somebody suggested green, although I can't remember who said it, I'm sorry. But I decided I would do like a little bit of green and then kind of make it like a spa day sort of workout thing and then just do swatches again. And then this next one, I don't remember where I saw, but someone had given me the idea to do like an emoji prompt, and so I got a sweet potato and I wasn't really sure what to do with that. I did actually intend to color this one. I was gonna have her like with like this orange hair and like some brown little sweater with a sweet potato, and then I guess she looks like really stressed out because for whatever reason I thought it would be funny if the girl that looks like a sweet potato was allergic to sweet potato. And then I have her holding like a pie obviously, and then here are some terrible watercolor flowers. Usually I'm really good at them, but this page was just not working out. And then this page was actually inspired by my husband again. He has this like piece he did for his AP art show his senior year of high school, and it's like a picture of him as a little kid and he's like cutting his hair. And I thought, since I had originally started out giving Simon some like really long like curly hair, that I would do something sort of similar to that. So yeah, I was just like, I was really inspired by that and I wanted to do something sort of similar. And then this next one you guys have seen before, not necessarily these pieces, but I'm so bad at coming up with icons. I've told you guys I have like a curse. I can't draw icons, and so I was trying desperately to get me a new one, but it just wasn't working. So I moved on to another palette challenge because these were so easy for me. I really like this guy's face. Like, I don't know, something about his expression was just so cool, and then his hair again I thought was like really successful. And then I noticed I didn't even color the juice. It's grape juice, obviously, because it's the purple challenge, and I didn't color the grape juice. So obviously, going right on over to the next page, I decided I was gonna do a 10-minute challenge because they were just something I've always been like really interested in, and so I decided why not put that in the sketchbook. I thought I was gonna get a lot more done in 10 minutes than I actually did, but I also thought I was gonna get a lot more in 1 minute. So, and then this is where I actually remembered to swatch the purple. I kept forgetting for some reason, and then here was, I literally lost my mind at work because for whatever reason I desperately decided that I needed to draw Draco in one of the famous like Weasley Christmas sweaters. Like, I don't know, something about him is like, I know that boy does not have a good, happy Christmas when he goes home, and I know those Weasleys are literally famous for having the most cozy, welcoming family Christmases, and I needed that to happen for him. And so I just have a picture of him kind of like crying in his little sweater, because like, obviously he's gonna be really grateful, like, that it's for him. Like, he doesn't get that. He gets whatever he wants, but like, he doesn't get what he needs, you know? And then I was running out of ideas, so I decided to do a little yellow challenge. It's like one of my favorite colors, but I actually didn't have a lot of yellows, so it kind of ended up not being too successful, but I really did like the character that I made for it. I thought she was really sweet. And then these, oh god, these. I was at work and I needed to draw something for The Good Place. Like, I have been so into that. I've been binging it like crazy. So I decided I wanted to do like quote stickers, and so I was making all of these notes, and I have like little Eleanor's like constant, oh, this is the bad place kind of thing. And then for Chidi, oh man, I was really struggling with Chidi. I could not remember what he looked like at all, but I wasn't struggling as much as I was struggling with Janet and Michael and Jason, honestly. They all were not coming out too great. They're kind of a little bit scary. I'm kind of a lot scared of Janet, especially Janet. But Tahani's cute. And then this next one was just kind of to illustrate like kind of the weird things you kind of think about as like a cashier anywhere. You just kind of think about like crazy things for no reason at all. And on this particular day, I'd spent 4 hours of my shift contemplating whether or not I should get bangs. And so I was kind of like debating like the pros and cons of like me knowing that they never stay down, but they look really cute in buns, but at the same time, I'm not gonna see my eyebrows. So I was trying hard to figure out whether I wanted those or not. And then my husband again actually pointed out, a lot of my Instagram is like these really like happy, like pretty girls, and that I don't draw enough like people who are like really, really sad. I have like one of Naruto, and it's really, really edgy, and it's really, really terrible, and I don't recommend you look at it. But I decided I really needed to try again, so I kind of like drew this guy, and you can't see it great, but this is another one of my favorite pages, so I am going to be posting like close-ups and stuff of it on my Instagram. But I loved like the shading that I got in his face, and especially the tears. Like, I was able to get like a really like sheer texture with it, or not texture, but like opacity, I guess. I was really able, like, they looked like liquid, and I was able to get some of that red color that was like under his skin and everything to come through, so I really liked that. And then this next one is I was running out of ideas again, and so he suggested I draw, for some reason, a friend in a large coat with a silly hat. And for me, that meant I guess this really high fashion girl in like this huge trench coat with like this cute little pencil skirt, but then she's just got a taco hat on her head, like just chilling, acting like it's a completely normal thing. Like, this is the trend now, okay, get with it. She's got this really like smug look on her face, and I kind of really liked that. And then I really liked the shine that I got in her hair. I thought was really cool. And then this is where I realized I'm over halfway done with the sketchbook. Like I said, it's 60 pages, and I think it's page 39. But I just wanted to, like, I was getting so excited about it, but at the same time I was so exhausted. But I really, really, really wanted to show this to you guys. I was just getting so hype about it. And then the next page, as you can see, I was getting really exhausted. I think I was like taking a bath when I was drawing these, and I don't know what it was, but I was just getting so tired that I felt like legitimately sick. It was horrible and awful. And then the next day I decided I was going to start off with, I'm so going to say her name wrong, but I think her name is This Whimsy Me. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but she's an amazing artist on Instagram. I don't know if she's here on YouTube, but I do know she is on Instagram, and she recently hit 20,000 followers, and so she decided to do a draw this in your style thing. And this was another one of those that I had completely intended to color, but absolutely didn't because I needed to get the sketchbook done. But I really loved like her hair, like all the waves, and it was like this really short choppy cut in the back. And then I wanted to do something with like the sparkles that she had in the background because it kind of looked like she was like interacting with them. So I wanted it to sort of be like her sparkles were like her followers. So I had them kind of like inching towards her face and like just like sort of, I don't know, just like interacting with her a little bit and her getting really like excited about it. I thought it was really cute. And then I got more cavities filled, and this was just a little like awkward drawing based on the fact that I was listening to Be More Chill, and if you've listened to the opening of Be More Chill, you know exactly why this was awkward. And then the next page I decided, before I'd even started this sketchbook actually, I wanted to make holiday food characters, so I had like a peppermint thought in mind and like a fruit cake and all these other things, but as soon as I put peppermint on paper, I was like, I'm not gonna do this design anymore, or even this like series anymore, because it just failed so hard. I wanted her to get like these like curled in at the end kind of thing, so it would look like the loop of the candy cane. And then I wanted to do like each color was a different stripe, but that was horrendous. And so I tried to do kind of like an ombre, but like the more I kind of tried to add and change, the more it just like did not work. So I kind of gave up on that one pretty fast. And then this next one was, I had just found out that I hit 200 followers, which is not a lot. It's not. I know that. But for me, it was definitely a lot because, I'd been trying to grow my Instagram since August of, I think, 2017. It might have been 2016, but I think it was 2017. And it had taken me so long just to get 100. But for some reason, within like these last few weeks, I've just been like growing a lot faster. And so I was starting to get like really excited and really overwhelmed with just how many of you were starting to come and like interact with all of my posts. And so I just wanted to take a sec to say thank you. And then I also decided that I was going to do a giveaway for 200 followers because I was just, I don't know, I was really overwhelmed with like the idea that I had so many of you. So this next page, again, another cop-outy one, I was just trying to design the layout for the giveaway posts because I overthink everything. And then this next one, I don't ever use like my brightly colored markers. I really want to, especially this one. This purple one is like, I think it's like VO4, but it's such a gorgeous color and I never get to use stuff like that because I'm really attracted to like earthy colors when I'm designing characters, but like it was a really cool color. And then this was another one that I did when I was in the bathtub, obviously, because I drew myself in the bathtub. But it was, you definitely can't read any of the words, but it was me basically proclaiming that blush bath bombs have to be a little bit magic because I had lost my wallet a few hours before this and I was getting so stressed out. But as soon as I put it in the tub, I just forgot. Like, everything was like this wash of blue. It had these little gel sparkles in it of like little stars, and you could squish them and they would be so soft, and I completely forgot that I could not find my wallet. And then I was getting towards the end of the sketchbook and I noticed that I was starting to take the drawings very seriously again. Like I mentioned earlier with the ones from the car, I wanted it to be very loose. I wanted to be able to just get myself to draw more and not think of everything as something that has to be perfect and polished. And so for some reason I decided my remedy for that would be to draw Homestuck, which is kind of terrible but also kind of great because deep down I still love Homestuck. It's been a while since I've read it, but it changed my life for sure. And so I decided to draw a little bit of, I guess, cursed images. A horrible car cat and an Aridin that doesn't look so bad, which kind of makes me happy because when I was really into Homestuck, I could not draw him for the life of me. His little hair, I just couldn't do it. And so being able to do that now makes me a little bit happy. And then the next page, I guess I was just trying to like force myself to draw more guys, even though I noticed I drew a lot of guys in this sketchbook, which is so weird. So I guess I drew the first one and I was like, this looks really cool. I really need to draw more guys. And so I drew the rest of them teeny tiny for whatever reason, but I was also kind of trying to experiment with head shapes. And I think some of them were really successful. I like the one that's in the top right, I think. Sort of bottom right, but definitely top right, as far as like how many people are on the page. I really liked like his whole face shape, and like just the structure sort of I thought was really cool. And then the one in the bottom left isn't like the best, but I really did like kind of how his character sort of came out. And then this was when I found my wallet. So I had this huge teddy bear in my room that's right next to my art desk, and I tore up my bedroom looking for this wallet. I was underneath my desk, underneath my rug, underneath the Christmas tree, underneath my bed, and through all my dressers, and I couldn't find it until I think it was like 2 hours later. I dropped my pencil on the floor and it rolled underneath his foot, and I lifted it up to get it, and my wallet was sitting literally right there. And I guess I should also mention that my bear is right next to my desk where I've been the whole day. And I did not think once, pick up the bear, it might be there, maybe. It was. And so that was a little frustrating. And then I decided I was definitely going to do more watercolor. These were ones I decided to do on my own that were a little bit different from the palette challenges, because the palette challenges relied heavily on like the watercolor markers, and so I had like a lot more control with like where all the color went and how pigmented I wanted it to be, sort of. And that first attempt was not that great, just like the other one we saw before, but I did like it a little bit more, so I felt like I was getting somewhere. And then the next one I decided to do, I don't know what I saw, but I saw like something that made me like really inspired to draw like this sort of weird pose where she's got like her knees together but she's like sitting. And so I really liked how it kind of came out. It's not perfect, but it is definitely really interesting. And then my camera died. So it has just like a really sharp cut to the next one, but this is where I was starting to get really exhausted with the sketchbook. I was only 6 pages like to the end, so I had to do something, and I decided I was gonna do some like blob characters, kind of like Casey Golden does these sometimes, where she just like places watercolor down and then tries to draw around it. And so that's what I did, sort of. And at first, obviously, I didn't really know what I was doing too well. The first one is definitely out there, and the second one, same for that. It's really like oddly squished, but like the last 3, oddly, I like a lot. I don't know what it is. I just couldn't see anything other than like old people in these blobs, so you can't see them too good because for some reason I decided to make the line art match the paint. But I kept drawing like these little weird old people, and I thought they were really cool. I don't know what it was, but they were definitely really different from what I'm used to drawing. And then I tried to do one more palette challenge. I wanted her to be like covered in like these roses because obviously it's the red challenge, but she kind of just looks like a cake. So we're getting into the last few pages, and I was just getting really excited for like the holidays, obviously, because I did this in December. So I drew like a little Christmas tree and elf guy, I guess, and then their respective little hats like just sitting next to them. And then I was really struggling with these last few pages, which is terrible because it's only 2 pages. So I had the girl, like, I wanted to like use Jazz's Arty Games app because like it's honestly a lifesaver when you have no idea what you're doing. So I did like, I think it was like the character like challenge or something like that, where it like gives you like 3 random like traits, I guess, and I got an actress that eats ramen wearing a seashell bikini. So for some reason I wanted to draw like Ariel or an Ariel-esque like type mermaid actress, I guess, like just sitting on a rock and like chowing down on some ramen, because we know I love ramen. And so of course I was gonna settle for that one, and I actually kind of like how this came out. Again, you can't see it that well, but it was definitely something that was like really like different for me. Again, I don't really do full bodies too often, and obviously the proportions are a little bit off, but I was definitely like pretty happy with it. And then this next one also was another one from Jazz's Arty Games app. There's another one where you can do like a palette challenge. So I got these 3 random Copic markers that I have, and I tried to draw some kind of blueberry lemon girl, I guess. And then this is the last page, and it is the last page. There's not really too much to say here. It's just like some girl in a Santa hat, but it definitely was like pretty, like, I don't know, I was really excited to be done with the sketchbook, but at the same time I was like a little sad, but like not sad enough for me to draw something like really detailed for the last page. I guess I was just like proud of myself for being able to like finish the sketchbook, because I don't know if y'all know this, but I am so notorious for not finishing sketchbooks. I will abandon a page if it has one ugly doodle on it. I will rip pages out, and I'm not really the best at it. So I was really proud of myself for being able to pull this sketchbook together and to show you guys like all of what I was able to do, and what you guys obviously helped me do. I don't really know how to do an outro. I guess like, oh wow, I really don't know how to do an outro. This is my brand, guys. I can't talk. This is so funny. So yeah, I guess, thank you guys for watching. If you've stuck out this long of me awkwardly talking over a video that I haven't finished editing yet, I'm hoping that it's gonna turn out better than what it is right now. But, like I said, thank you guys for watching, and I hope I'll have more video guys, wow! videos out for you guys soon, and I will see y'all later. And stop recording, I just paused the video, dang it!